To our modern sensibilities, the rationalist approach seems quixotic. I find it incredibly naive that in the 17th and 18th centuries, ambitious intellectuals believed that they could explain everything in the cosmos by rational thought only. Descartes, Spinoza, and Leibniz were convinced that the human reason had the capacity to discover the true nature of reality. I believe Kant named his famous book, The Critique of Pure Reason, to critique the rationalists. So, was a rationalist a group who assumed everything in known universe could be rationalized? Which I don't know. Like when I think about like um NP complete type problems in computing, and when I think about Gödel's incompleteness theorem and things like that, there are things like this statement is false, for example, which would make, if the statement were true, that would make it a false statement. But if it says that the statement is true, then it is false. But if it's false, then it's true, right? So there are paradoxical things that exist in the universe without breaking the universe. And the thing about reason is that reason includes things that can be computed. And there are things in the universe that aren't computable. So like if we look at like the Gödel impossibility theorem, Gödel's incompleteness theorem are two theorems of mathematical logic that are concerned with the limits of provability. Uses a diagonal argument. The first incompleteness theorem states that no consistent system of axioms whose theorems can be listed by an effective procedure is capable of solving all truths about arithmetic of natural numbers. For any such consistent formal system, there will always be statements about natural numbers that are true but are unprovable within the system. So, disproved by people like Kant, Gödel, Turing, incompleteness theorem, no system is capable of proving all truths within its system. The way I like to think about this, and this is just my own opinion, is that like a system can't comment on the system itself, right? So when someone is a part of a system, they don't have the entirety of the system in mind. They can, and that's kind of one of the reasons that we create hierarchy charts at organizations, so that different people have different levels of visibility, and so that they don't break mentally under the full weight of what the organization has to do. So like, you know, let's draw like an org chart. So a company starts with like a CEO, right? So a company starts with like a CEO, and the company has, let's say, this much responsibility to do, right? So like the company has quite a lot of responsibility, but for the most part, the CEO's level of, so let's just say that this is, hold on, this is the company's responsibility. So this could be everything that the company does, right? So this could be shipping, this could be product creation, this could be marketing, this could be sales, And as long as the CEO's competence level, CEO's competence level, okay, hold on. So as long as the CEO's competence is greater than the company's responsibilities, then it's fine, right? Like the CEO can fully understand the complexities of the organization without having to, I don't know, like mentally kind of like erupt. The problem is that the CEO's competence quickly gets outshadowed. Let's say that like the company gets more customers, and then let's say that they hire two people, and let's say that like they create a new product line. All of a sudden, the CEO's competence is greatly outshadowed by the company's responsibilities. So, in order to fight that growth problem, the CEO will hire. I'm just going to duplicate him because I'm too lazy to actually get more people. Yes, he's cloning himself. He's cloning himself and his abilities. So basically, the CEO is just going to hire more people. And then what happens is that there's more competence to go around because now there's a chain of communication. So, like, this person has their own competence here, and this person over here has their own competence in another skill set, and then this person who's like new to work has a smaller amount of competence but a large amount of focus, and they basically all have different knowledge that they pass back up the system. So like when this person needs to tell this person something, they're actually going to take what they did and they're going to filter it into an even smaller point, and then this person is going to take that information and give it to their boss, who's the CEO, as a oh get out of here. What are you doing? Get out of here. Shoo, go on, get. So this one will combine this one and this one, and they'll deliver it back up to the CEO. So basically you can see it as like everybody has their own knowledge framework, and within the organization it's the goal of the why can't I move move interesting escape. Oh, okay. um so like because the company's responsibilities are now much more massive than the CEO's competence, everybody splits the tasks and then use the communication network to uh, filter these tasks up and down. The problem with this though is that communication has its own cost incurred to it. So this also is like, not only just are you losing this information, but you also get with it like a little negative Nancy. Hold on, let's see. A little negative old gremlin. So you also get a little communication gremlin. Every time you move up or down a level, you incur you incur a little gremlin of communication that's going to eat into your business, right? So there's like a real downside to scaling a system before you really fully comprehend it, and the temptation to scale a system before you're ready to scale it is pretty high. But you actually do literally to, again, things like Gödel's incompleteness theorem, we can almost prove with certainty that it's a good idea in the sense that you get to now have your whole company's responsibilities larger, like everybody's skill set, excuse me, larger than the company's responsibilities again. um, but you also take on a whole extra slew of costs that are from these communication gremlins, and then also, people just doing whatever, because there's the principal agent problem as well, where one person, the agent, is able to make decisions and or take behalf on the impact of the principal. Basically what this means is that, like, you will be doing something for a boss that you don't like and you don't like your job, and you'll half-ass it. So if you half-ass it, then you are a agent, because it's not your principal problem to solve. The principal agent problem basically states that there's just no way that you would care nearly as much about the problem as the principal, and you shouldn't, right? Like, the whole point of a principal agent problem is that you don't care as much about the problem. So I think that these things are interesting, how these systems can actually be described, um, and in our daily lives too, because we can kind of see them functionally. So that's how the incompleteness system fits into the world of business. Okay.